These guys 3 times in a row now, won 8 straight sets against them. I mean, obviously their program's tradition says a lot. So what does it mean about kind of how much you guys have grown over these last few years to get where you can go toe to toe with these guys and even, feel like a favorite maybe?
I think we knew we could beat them. I mean, we have the last couple times, but they had some massive wins this season, and they've performed very, very well. And the fact that we came out strong the first set, that was great first set for us, and I'm just most impressed by that second set when we're down, 2015 and then 21-24. We saved 3-set points. Mimi, our freshman, is back there nailing them on their serve. We have a redshirt or a sophomore, Daly, who gets this massive dig, and we just haven't done that before. Like, we haven't arise to the pressure like that in the past, and we just kept going. Like, it didn't matter the result, and it was such a fun match to play.
Give me a little bit more into that, because that's what I just said to Coach, is that in 2019, 2020, that's a set that you guys don't come back from. Mm-hmm. What was it about this year, this team today, that made that second set a set that you guys do end up winning?
I think our mentality has just shifted, and we've built such a great culture, and we're all in this together. We're in every single point. We're in every rep at practice means something different than it has in the past. And in those moments like that, it's another rep, it's another time we just got to keep going. And I mean, at the end of the day, like, I've always kind of thought like this, if we don't keep going in that second set, we lose. So like, what are you going to lose from that? But we ended up winning, we pulled through, and that's going to happen when we keep playing like that.
Wednesday it was Reagan stepping up. Mm-hmm. Today, Elise and Daly with their service, and Colby had some nice moments up front. As I said to Matt, I'm sure it feels delicate at times, but do you feel like the roster is kind of embracing the idea that any given night anybody could be called upon?
That's been our message this whole season. We have so much depth, and it's so amazing to see different people step in at different times. And if one person's struggling, we have an answer to that. That was kind of something we've been trying to figure out. Like, Mimi's service, even the last game or two, wasn't as good as it has been, but she passed great. I don't even know what she passed, but she was amazing back there. And as a freshman, that is so hard to do. Like, I was a freshman libero. They targeted me a lot. I know what it feels like to be back there and passing. And just the fact that we have so many strong minds on our team that are just responding is incredible.
She's been coming in to get extra work in
she
that
has.
regard. And, she didn't necessarily look like a freshman, in a matchup against a quality program, great environment that, where you might have felt some pressure, and they're going at her. Mm-hmm. Can you say more about just what makes her so comfortable?
It's funny. I'll try to get some answers out of her. I'll ask her, how are you feeling? You feel nervous? You feel excited? She'll be like, yeah. It's always the same with her no matter what match, and I think that's what makes her so good. She's so consistent in her mind. Like, I don't think there's ever, like, I'm sure she has nerves. She never shows it. Like, she's so confident, and that's what makes her so special.
Talking to you at fall camp, when it was just you guys against you guys, you in the gym, grinding it out, you were very, very passionate that this was the group that was going to win a Pac-12 championship. Coming into this game, it's your first opportunity to really show the country that is a possibility this year. Mm-hmm. How much does that sit in the back of your mind, especially today?
That's our goal. We have a ladder. We have a step-by-step kind of mindset. Every game's a new opportunity, and this was a big one for us, and we showed it. We swept them on our home court in front of a massive crowd, and that's going to be a tournament-type situation. We're going to have huge crowds. We're going to play huge matches like that, and everyone just is preparing differently than they have in the past, both mentally and physically.
Talking with Matt before this match, he talked about the floor defense of Stanford and the physicality around the net of Stanford. You outblocked and you outdug Stanford by a decent margin. So what sort of went into that? How did you negate them? And then what was working for you guys defensively?
When you're playing at big attackers like that, it's really hard to get in the mindset to allow those attackers to hit over your block. That's really weird to kind of think. You always want to try to block the ball. But, for example, Kendall Kipp, she's probably touching 10-7, 10-8. We're not blocking those balls when she's reaching up there. So our block was so disciplined. We stayed down low. We pressed in the times that they did bring it down to our block, and that's why we got those moments. And every time they brought it down, we're there. We're disciplined. We didn't reach. We're just really solid. And it's really hard to do that when you want to reach, when you want to do these things. But we haven't been as disciplined blocking, especially in the past. And we're working on that really hard every single practice. And I'm really proud of how we have responded in the last week or so.
Over the years, who I don't think has ever really struggled to kind of find your competitive focus match in, match out, but I get the sense from Matt, he feels like the whole team is doing that at a different level right now. Even if you don't struggle to necessarily sustain that, it can be hard for a team to do. Just how have you guys found kind of the groove that way, and how much of a challenge is it going to be to sustain that?
I mean, we're only about 10 games now in season, and we got a long way to go. And just the fact that you saw those different leaders in different aspects of the game tonight is just going to matter. And we just have to continue to remind each other of that every single time. And we have to practice like we compete. We have to show that competitive energy every time. For me, I've kind of, in the past, have gotten a little carried away, you could say, maybe with my competitiveness. And I'm trying to let everyone have their moment, and they are. They're taking advantage of every single time, and it's just really, really special to be a part of.